moved here first in 1963 for our internship from Gainesville, and had interviewed and visited St. Mark's Methodist, and then we bought a house in Meadowbrook, and so we visited Myrtle Grove, and because it was, as the crow flies, 2 blocks away, and we liked it immediately, and I was great with child at the time, and had Patrick a couple of weeks after we moved here, and my mother came up for the birth, and she liked the church too, although it was different from the Church of God where we had grown up.
Can we go back and correct something?
Yeah, go ahead.
We had Kathy.
Oh, yes, we had Kathy. Okay, we
Miss
had,
Lacey.
You want to start over?
No.
go ahead.
We've had 2 episodes here at Myrtle Grove. The early episodes in the mid-'60s when we first came to Pensacola to do our postgraduate medical work with the Pensacola educational program, and we enjoyed the community at that time, but we took the opportunity, since we were going to be here for a while after me joining the Navy and Nell continuing with a residency, we bought a house in Meadowbrook about the time we had our second child. Another girl, Kathy, and we continued to enjoy our stay here in the community as well as Myrtle Grove. We've made many friends, and when our stint in the Navy was over, I took the opportunity. Nell finished her residency and was in practice for a short period of time before we went back to Gainesville for my residency in pathology. We were there for 5 years, and when an opportunity came to practice in Pensacola, we liked the community, and we had been back several times just to visit friends and family. We came back to Pensacola in 1972 and have been here ever since. We've watched the church change, although many of our friends haven't changed. They've been there as long as we have, particularly the Modern Samaritans, which was a Sunday school class that we enjoyed. And it's been a group that has met and shared for many years, many classes.
From the time we were known as the young adults to the present time, where most of us have celebrated our 50th anniversaries or 60th, as the case may be.
In the earlier years, the pastor was Rex Mixon, and we watched the church expand, the sanctuary expand twice. The North X was added in the 60s, and then the wider expansion in more recent years. And since then, we've added to the back of the church. We've added the new education, not new any longer, educational building to accommodate the classes. When we first came here on Sunday morning, the fellowship hall and the classroom areas just crawled with children. It's like somebody kicked an anthill. Easily, mostly young families in the area and with young children, and so we had a very large Sunday school back in the 60s and 70s.
Also, there was a very large youth choir. We had Sunday night service, and it was focused on the youth, and there were probably 30 or more young people in the choir, and they went on tours in the summer. Patrick loved the bicycle ride from Tallahassee to Pensacola, and had trained for that, and loved the fellowship of the youth group then, and that gradually dwindled, and we no longer have Sunday night services, but there are youth activities over in the youth building on Sunday night.
So tell us how you've enjoyed serving in the church.
Well, one or both of us have taught various Sunday school classes. I taught the seniors for a few years. Jim teaches the Modern Samaritans off and on. You'll have to go ahead.
We've just participated actively. We've always enjoyed Sunday school with the fellowship associated with our friends in the Sunday schools. And the choir was also very important to us. The choir is quite big now as compared to what it was in some of the 60s. Our men's section a lot of times consisted of Sam Smith and me. But we just enjoyed singing. Those of us enjoyed singing. And so the choir has been an important aspect of our church life.
Yes, I know if you're in town, you're here.
That's true.
On Wednesday nights. So what were some of the most memorable or gratifying times for you?
We really enjoyed nearly all of the pastors who've passed through. As Jim mentioned, Rex Mixon was here when we came, and I thought, man, he is really pompous, saying that he knows all of these scriptures, but he in fact did, and we came to really love him, and he married both of the girls here in the church. And our son married his first wife in Myrtle Grove Baptist because that was her church. I can't do it.
So how has Myrtle Grove impacted your spiritual life and the life of your family?
Well, our kids grew up in Myrtle Grove United Methodist primarily because we were here. We've been here since '72, and that was the growing and maturing years for our children. And so they had the opportunity of growing up and having the fellowship of kids their age. Our friends' kids were their friends. And so they had the opportunity of coming up in a church family. And before they were to the point where they were out on their own, out to college, getting married, and having their own families. So it's been a very nice life here. And we've enjoyed our participation and fellowship with this congregation.
Is there anything that you like best about the church?
I think it's friendliness. I know we get busy with our own friends sometimes and perhaps ignore new people, but it's been nice to see new people coming in and joining our Sunday school class as some of our members have died off. But new people coming by looking for a place to worship and spend time. We've been able to integrate new people into a Sunday school class. So our Sunday school class has maintained a level in the around 20s, sometimes a little more and sometimes a little less, depending upon who's here in town. And so it's the Sunday school class, Mod Sam's, has been important.
For a while, a group of us women met at 5 o'clock in the morning for a prayer group because all of us had little kids. And we could leave our husbands at home with the kids. And Myrtle McHatton and several who have gone on or who have moved out of town. But that was a very gratifying and encouraging thing. I enjoy my time with the Arbeiter Circle too, which started meeting at night because we were all working. Most of us are retired now, but we still meet at night.
Mm-hmm.